Greetings and welcome to the 9th episode of Morrowind Modding Manors, where we take a look at 3 random and, underrated housing mods around the island of Ardenfell. As always, I'm your host, Dark Elf Guy, and we have some, moderately interesting Ascadian Isles abodes for you in this episode. But before we get to all that, you may notice a slight difference in audio quality in today's episode, and that's because I'm using a different audio recording program today. For some reason, my usual program isn't working. In fact, I've had quite a few computer issues lately, so, just another thing that's gone wrong for some reason. But anyway, if you're wondering why things sound a bit different this time around, that's why. I don't really think this program is as high a quality as my other program, but, it's not really something I can, deal with at the moment. But anyway, you can find all the download links for the mods shown down in the video description below. So let's go ahead and get things started with Ascadian Isles Manor by Bryman 1970. And this is a small but, scenic manor out in the Ascadian Isles region, just down the road from the Vivek Foreign Quarter. And there's a really nice bit of landscaping here out front with these, walkways going over the front yard and taking you to the house proper. Now, there's also a few additions out in the back as well, with a small docks that goes down to the river, which is, right across from the drone plantation. And you'll notice the house here is actually from the Imperial Housing Modders resource by Barabas. And taking a look at the map here, you can see the house is basically just a very short commute away from Vivek, and, it's also not terribly far away from Plesiad either. It should be pretty easy to get to overall. And going inside, you'll find a nice, if a bit, modern furnished downstairs with a lounge, including a couch to sit at. It should be noted that Ascadian Isles Manor comes with 2 different versions that you can choose from. A finished version that, you can see here, and an empty version in case you want to, add your own furniture using a furniture mod or, whatnot. And moving on upstairs, you'll find the master bedroom, including some storage and a couple of areas for you to use for displaying items and the like. And last of all, there's a decent sized basement with plenty of crates for storing and organising your items. And all in all, this is a small but, scenic manor out in the Ascadian Isles region with lots of storage, a short commute to Vivek, and 2 optional versions to choose from. That includes a finished and an unfinished version, so you can, decorate your own home however you like. And the exterior gardens and walkways of this home are rather unique and make this a cozy and atmospheric place to call home. And if you're looking for a house in the Ascadian Isles region, you may, want to give this one a try. And up next, we're taking a look at Silveris Draconis' old house by Vixyn. And before you can move into this house, you'll first need to purchase it from the previous owner for a small sum of 1,000 drakes, making this a rather cheap house to buy overall. And here you can see your new home, located just outside of Ebonheart, in a rather, conflict-heavy region. Since there's a lot of mods in this exact same spot, I can probably think of about 3 other mods just off the top of my head, but, regardless, the exterior isn't really that much to look at. It's a basic Imperial Fort-style dwelling with a few farm animals that you can interact with, such as a guar that you can milk, which is, well, kind of interesting. And chickens that you can get eggs from. And anyway, you can see this house on the map here, and again, it's basically, right outside of Ebonheart, with an absurdly short commute, really. It's basically in Ebonheart city limits. But going inside, you'll find a kind of dark but atmospheric abode with a dining room right off the foyer here, which includes a fairly sizable dining room table, capable of seating quite a few guests, a roaring fireplace, and some dishware. You'll also notice the property uses a lot of unique furniture and tile sets to make it a bit different from other homes in Morrowind. And anyway, you can find the master bedroom back here, including a master bed, closet, and a bathroom where you can, take a bath if you so desire. You'll also find a small study which includes a few bookshelves lined with various volumes of literature for you to read, and also a desk that you can, study at if you so desire. One of the last rooms on the first floor here is the kitchen, which includes a small, fireplace where you can cook, a book of recipes, and, something to note here, there's a few fun little features included in this kitchen, such as the ability to make a few minor food items using the fireplace here. There's also a keg stand in the pantry, where you can, get various bottles of booze, and, overall, there's quite a few unique new food items for you to find in this home. And lastly, downstairs, you'll find a small alchemy lab, which includes some containers for ingredients, a basic set of alchemical equipment, and also a couple of bookshelves. And overall, this is a small but lovely and unique home outside of Ebonheart, featuring a number of, small minor details like a working kitchen, plus, some rather interesting features like farm animals, an alchemy lab, and just a really nice and atmospheric interior. If you're looking for a small house with a lot of custom charm, I'd certainly recommend giving this one a try. Finally, we're taking a look at New House by Duskrider, and this is a small imperial common style manor in the Ascadian Isles region, just south of Balmora, and the estate is actually just 2 buildings, the main manor house and a small storage tower that's connected via rope bridge. There's also a nice little platform that you can use to get some nice views of the area. And, looking at the map here, this is just south of Balmora, right along the Adai River. And it's basically right before you hit the Adai Plateau, where, your Haladu Manor gets built. So it has a pretty short commute overall, and makes for a good stopping point on your way into town if you're, a Haladu character. And inside you'll find a fairly normal looking cottage, including a lounge and study off the foyer here, with a roaring fireplace where you can enjoy the warmth of the flames on a cold night, and a desk to read at. And downstairs you'll find some storage and display space, including a few tables you can use to show off your loot, and also a few containers for organising items. And upstairs you'll find the main dining room, which is occupied mostly just by one small table with a few chairs. And there's a bit of empty space in this home that you could, potentially use for additional furniture if you have a furniture mod installed, or a storage, or, something else if you like. And anyway, up on the 3rd floor you'll find the master bedroom, which is, fairly modest and simple, including a bed, some storage for clothes, and a nightstand. And all in all, this is a very simple and straightforward home that's a bit sparse in decorations, but with, some additional space that can be used for storage or displaying items if you so desire. It has a modest commute to Balmora and a rather unique exterior design. It should be mentioned that it does have a slight conflict with its Ascadian trees mod due to a tree intersecting with the rope bridge outside, but otherwise it's a rather cozy place to call home, and it might be worth your while. And anyway, that wraps up this episode of Morrowind Modding Manors, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.